Hey everyone, welcome to week 3 lab. This is going to be our mineral identification lab. We spent the last 2 weeks going over first non-silicates and then silicates, and this week is really to get you ready and to start thinking about how to use the physical properties to identify what minerals you're looking at. This is the closest approximation of what we would do in an actual lab. We'd have you all come in, we'd give you a box full of unidentified minerals numbered 1 through 25 or whatever we have, and then you would go through the various tests and try and distinguish what mineral you're looking at. So since we can't meet in person, this is our facsimile to that. So basically what I want you to do is these are the things. In lab you would have a piece of paper that's set up like this with the mineral number, hardness, cleavage, fracture, streak, magnet, acid, taste, guesses. You would set this up, and then you would kind of go through all the diagnostic criteria for each mineral until you narrowed it down and figured it out. So what we have instead of that, we've got a link right here, this mineral identification webpage. It'll open up a new window and it'll take you here. You can read through this. It talks about physical properties. It lists the physical properties. We've got our mineral the minerals in our option bank, I guess you could say, right here. There are 2 on here that we don't use and don't have in our boxes. Corundum being one of them. It's a oxide Al2O3, hardness 9. Corundum is rubies or sapphires, far too expensive. We are not going to have you have those in your mineral trace, so we won't ask you for it on the test. In addition to that, let's see, graphite we also don't have in this lab. I believe it's in a future lab. But basically what you'll do is you'll go down here, you'll see samples 1 through 20. You'll click on it, you'll take a look at the sample. Some of them have additional images that can help. Right off the bat, when I click on that mineral and I see these additional images, I'm seeing that it's clear, it's translucent. I've got a pretty good idea of what this is right off the bat. I'm going to guess it's something soft. So I would check 1. The sample was not scratched, so we know this is harder than 1. With 2, the sample was not scratched, so we know this is slightly harder than 2. Sample was scratched with the hardness of 3, so we know that this is between 2 and 3. Very soft. Probably you could scratch it with your fingernail. We look at the cleavage test next. Breaking the sample resulted in 1 cleavage direction and an irregular fracture. So while we're doing these tests, we can also start filling out this. This is the mineral identification worksheet. It's the same thing that would have been over here that you would have done, writing out, but instead we've got it here in digital form. So the cleavage, it had 1 cleavage. Fracture, it was irregular. The hardness was 2. If I look at this and I think about the luster, it's not shiny, it doesn't look like a metal, so I can go ahead and say non-metallic luster. Let's see, HCl, does it react with acid? Let's check. The sample did not react with acid, so it did not. Let's see, is it magnetic? The sample is not magnetic. Does it have a salty taste? Taste test? Nope, so none of these are applicable to this. The crystal form, if I look at it, it's kind of irregular. I don't really see an obvious crystal form, so I'm just going to say not present. The specimen itself is white. Let's see, the streak. Let's perform the streak test. The powder is white. Okay, so it's also white. So I've done all of these. This is where I'm at. A hardness, 1 cleavage plane, a white mineral, irregular fracture, hardness of 2, non-metallic. Based on the hardness and based on the cleavage, I would guess that what do we know that is a usually whitish mineral that is relatively soft. You can scratch it with your fingernail. That has 1 cleavage plane. So with 1 cleavage plane, I'm thinking it could be a phyllosilicate with the 1 cleavage plane, but the only silicate that looks like this that kind of has that softness is talc, and talc has a hardness of 1. This has a hardness of 2. so it can't be talc. The only thing that I know that has a hardness of 2 is gypsum. So that's what I'm going to guess, gypsum, and let's go ahead and check. Congratulations, the physical properties and mineral were correctly identified. So that tells us that we got it right. If we had guessed, say, graphite, we check again, and it says you missed the mineral name. So you can go back through, you can reset your answers, you can try again, but please go through this with all 20 minerals and have fun with it. Try and think about the test you're doing and try and think about how each mineral would react to it, and think about how you can eliminate possible answers to narrow it down. I hope you have fun with this. Let us know how you found this, if it was easy, if it was hard, if it was fun, if there were glitches in it. I'd like to know. Thanks, have fun. Bye-bye.